Hey merfolk! So today I decided I would try and do my makeup like a beauty guru. And this is not to be sassy, I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone, I'm just genuinely curious to see how I would look like if I did my makeup like a beauty guru. Because if you watch my videos, you would know that I tend to do things a little bit different than most people on YouTube. A lot of the techniques most beauty gurus use I haven't used in years, or I haven't tried on myself like ever. So that's what we're gonna do today. So the order in which I'm going to do things today, I'm going to start with my brows, then I'm going to carve them out with concealer. I'm going to cover my upper lid with concealer. We're going to do the upper lid of the eye. Then we're gonna do foundation and bake. We're gonna bake today. And after I dust all of that off, I'm going to do my lower lash line because that's how I see a lot of people doing it. And yeah. For my brows, I'm going to use my Nabla Brow Pot in Uranus, as usual. A lot of beauty gurus use brow pomades, such as myself, but they usually tend to really carve out their brows instead of drawing on hairs like I usually do. So I'm going to start by drawing a line underneath my brow. And then going from the top of the brow Actually, the way that I see them do this is like first they will go in with a pencil and then a pomade and then a brow gel. But we're just doing pomade today because we don't need all that. So I'm just filling in that shape. This is really dark though. Of course, not all beauty gurus do exactly the same thing, but I'm just going off of what my general perception is, and also I'm taking the things that I'm most uncomfortable with. So it's actually a challenge for me. So the reason I left the inner part of my brow alone is because people tend to like a little bit of an ombre to their brows. So Nikki Tutorials always draws a few hairs going upwards and then leaves the rest of her brow looking a little bit more blocky. So that's what I'm trying to do here. I hate how this looks and I'm not sure if I did this right, but we're just gonna move on. Now I'm applying some Make Me Brow by Essence just to get those hairs in place, because anything that this does to the fluffiness of my brows you won't be able to tell. Now I'm going to use my NARS Creamy Concealer in Lite 2 Vanilla. Maybe this is a little bit dark for the kind of look that I'm going for. I feel like I should be using a concealer that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone, but what else? This brow maybe looks more like an Instagram brow from 3 years ago, but whatever. It's new for me, never tried it before. Can't even carve my brows properly because I already fucked up. Oh well. So yeah, this is supposed to go all over my lids as well, making sure they are completely flat and one color. So of course I have to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette because this is the eyeshadow palette that has been the most hyped on YouTube ever, I think. Maybe more than the Urban Decay Naked palettes. I'm going to start by using Tempera, and I'm going to set the concealer on my lids because everyone starts with a very concealed and powdered eyelid. Now I'm taking Golden Ochre, and this is going to be my transition. So I'm just taking this from the outer corner into the crease and blending it onto my brow bone. And when I say crease, I really mean socket, into the socket of the eye. Because if I was to follow my crease, my eye look would be just down here. There wouldn't be much space there at all. And now I'm going to build it up using burnt orange here. So I feel like with YouTube makeup, everybody is very much into transitions and building up the intensity of the color using a lot of different eyeshadows to achieve a very nice gradient. But just so you know, that isn't the only way to blend. You can blend eyeshadows without using transitions. But using transition shades definitely does make it a little bit easier. Now I'm going to take Realgar and I might go over top with a little bit of red ochre. And I'm focusing this mostly on the outer corner. I'm also adding a little bit of Venetian red, just to make that a little bit more red. And now I'm going to do a half cut crease, of course, using concealer. So I'm taking a little bit of my concealer and I'm going to try and pull Makeup by Jack. So I get a nice transfer that gives me a little bit of a guideline of where my cut crease should go. I used to do this with my eyeliner in high school. If you don't follow Makeup by Jack, you should. His makeup style is very beauty guru, very Instagrammy, but he's super talented. And I'm going to go over top using this shade here called Vermeer. I'm gonna need to wet this. And to make that cut crease a little bit more sharp, I'm going to take this tiny flat shader brush and some Venetian red. And I'm going to take that along the top of the lid. So that lid is obviously not metallic enough, so I'm gonna go in with this Glazen eye gloss from Butter London. This one is in the shade Frosted, and this is a super weird jelly-like consistency. I'm going to take it from the lid, and I'm just popping this on top of that eyeshadow. This thing is brand new and I feel like it's already drying out. So it's just better if I go in with my fingers. I feel like this used to be a lot more wet. I haven't used it in a while, but I only used it once. I'm going to clean out the fallout. I don't usually get any fallout, but all this layering kind of creates a lot of fallout. I'm going to use a gel eyeliner. This is the Inglot 77, and I'm going to use an angled brush. People don't really use gel liners on YouTube anymore, but I didn't know you could apply a gel liner with an angled brush until I saw someone on YouTube do it years ago. And it's not a technique that I usually do, so that's why I want to do it. I tend to go with the fine liner brushes or very tiny flat ones. So I'm just mapping out my angle. I'm not really sure how I feel about this look right now. This isn't very easy for me, and I think I tried this brush for eyeliner before and I didn't like it. I don't know why I decided to do this right now. This eye look looks so absolutely unflattering on me. It's ridiculous. Now I'm going to use these lashes. Right now, these are the most dramatic eyelashes that I own that aren't drag lashes, and I have no idea what they are, but I'm gonna use them. Right now, one of my eyebrows is gray and the other one is dark brown, and I have no idea what's up with that. The glue that I'm using is the Duo Brush On adhesive, I don't know how to say this word, adhesive, with vitamins. I never apply false eyelashes on myself, so this is a challenge in and of itself. I do apply eyelashes on clients all the time, but it's totally different. It's much easier to do it on someone else than it is to do it on yourself. So I actually really admire people who manage to do this every day. I don't know what's happening. Also, I'm too impatient for this. The glue is still wet, clearly. All the YouTubers are correct. This look really does look much better with eyelashes on. It looked absolutely hideous before I put them on. Ugh. I like to apply mascara after I put my lashes on because when they already have mascara on, it's really difficult to get them near the lash line. But I try to get the mascara only on my actual lashes, and I usually clean my fake lashes afterwards, so it's fine. It also helps mesh the fake lashes to my real ones. So for skin, we definitely need to start with a ridiculously overpriced primer. And for that, I'm going to use the Sisley Double Tenseur Primer. Yes, this is not mine, I did not buy this. This costs nearly $200, although I don't believe that's what my mom paid for it. Yes, I borrowed it from my mom. My mom bought this because she was sold this as if this were a skincare product, which is ridiculous. Yeah, and we can't really return makeup in Portugal. I have tried this before, and this does work really well as a primer, but there's really nothing special about it. The skincare benefits aren't anything special. It just has a lot of nice antioxidants, but I mean, what doesn't these days? And the first ingredient on this, the first or the second, is PVP, which is an ingredient that is used on hairspray and hair gel that makes it sticky. So that's what's making this sticky. It's not anything super fantastic that is going to change your life. It's PVP. But yeah, anything you're going to use on your skin that leaves you with a tacky feeling, that's gonna help your makeup last longer. For foundation, I'm going to use my Illamasqua Skinbase because this has high medium coverage, and I am going to mix it in with a little bit of my EX1 Invisiwear in my summer shade just to make it a tiny bit darker, because from my understanding, YouTubers Manny MUA, James Charles, Jacqueline Hill, all of them seem to go a little bit darker than their actual skin. I am also going to apply a lot more than what I would usually apply. I usually go in with a tiny little dot of that foundation, and right now this is how much I have on my hand. And I'm going to mix it with about half a pump of this. I want to be heavy-handed, but this might be a little bit too much. A little bit too Michael Finch for me. Okay, I'm dotting this all over my face. Oh wait, I should wet my beauty blender. You can't do a makeup YouTube tutorial without a beauty blender. Be right back. Okay, it's actually a Real Technique sponge. Dab, 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 dab. Because you have to dab, you can't swipe. You're not doing proper makeup if you swipe. Oh god. This looks so heavy already. I don't believe I'm gonna have to bake. Ugh. So now I'm gonna go in with my concealer, my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. And I am going to take this from the side of my nose because I want to contour quite a large triangle shape with this. And this is already a lot more concealer than what I usually use. And YouTubers tend to go quite high up under their eyes, which is why they have so many problems with creasing concealers, to be honest. The higher up you go with your concealer, the more creasing you will get. And the more concealer you use, the more creasing you will get. Okay, so I'm also using that to carve out my eyeliner because, I don't know, YouTubers do that, so I feel like I have to do it myself as well. My eyeliner has to cut a bit. Is it sharp enough? Okay, my forehead already looks 100 years old, and I still haven't blended out the concealer on it. I was hoping that going a little bit darker with my foundation would make my concealer appear a lot lighter, but I don't think it worked. Okay, so now I'm going to bake and thoroughly set my face My only problem here is that YouTubers usually use at least 2 different powders to set their face. One to bake and then one for the rest of the face, or one for the under eyes and then one for the rest of the face. Sometimes even 3 or 4. I've seen Nikki tutorials use 4 different powders. And I think I'm only gonna use one because so I'm going to use my RCMA No Color powder to bake. And I'm going to take that on the flat side of my sponge along the under eye. I'm also going to bake around my mouth and my chin. And whatever's left on my sponge, I'm just going to tap along the rest of my face. I'm actually going to brush that bake off my under eyes now because my skin is dry and my concealer is matte and I'm scared. So I'm only leaving it on for about a minute. Oh god. To contour, I'm going to use this shade from my Saucebox Étude palette. It's not the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder in medium, but it's close enough. And now I'm going to contour my nose, and I'm going to try to be very James Charles about it. Now I'm going to use some bronzer. This is the Pure Gradient Matte Shimmer Bronzer in Glow Together. It looks like this because I had to repress it. I'm not sure if I contoured enough. Whatever. I'm also going to take some on the tip of the nose because I feel that is very James Charles, just going on the very tip of the nose, but I think I might have gone a little bit too far. Now I'm going back into my eyeshadow and I'm going to mix some red ochre with Venetian red on a Morphe M507. I don't have a code for you, but use code James for 10% off. Now I'm using a Kiko Long Lasting pencil in 03 on my waterline. And I'm gonna do mascara on my bottom lashes. And for blush, I am of course going to use my Milani Luminoso blush because that is a YouTube favorite. And now I am going to set my face using some thermal water. And while my face is still wet, I'm going to highlight the hell out of it, and for that I'm going to use my LA Girl 90 Watt highlighter. Ooh, yes, come through cheekbone. I'm also going on top of my brows. I really don't like how this looks. It looks super stripy. I'm also using a smaller brush just to do the tip of my nose and a little bit down the bridge of my nose. This is also going to give the finishing touch to our contoured nose. I'm actually gonna go back in with my blush brush. This highlighter is looking so gray to me right now. I'm not sure whose fault this is. If it's the highlighter's fault, because I don't usually wear it this intense, or if it's my fault, or if it's the technique's fault. I don't know. I feel super uncomfortable right now. I like the nose though, it's very drag, and it's making me miss doing drag makeup. I really need to film a drag makeup tutorial. For lips, I wanted to do a warm pink nude because I feel like that's what most people on YouTube go for. But believe it or not, I don't have a warm pink nude lipstick unless it's on my kit. So I am actually going to use lip pencil, and I'm going to use this lip pencil by MAC. This is Sublime Culture. And I'm of course overdrawing my lips. We need to get that lip filler look. Heavy foundation really makes my Portuguese lady stash come through. I've never waxed my mustache, but now I am contemplating my life choices. And now I'm using a lip liner that's a bit darker. This is Cork by MAC. I'm gonna go over top of this lip with a MAC Plush Glass in Pretty Plush, because beauty gurus always go over top with a gloss. I'm a beauty guru. So yeah, this is the final look. I hope you enjoy it. What do you think? Do you think I look glamorous? This is definitely not my style, and I definitely could have gone a little bit heavier with the cheek contour. But I'm feeling very glamorous right now. 0 to 100. So if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below to let me know what you think. As you know, I always really enjoy your comments. There will be a list in the description box of every single product used in this tutorial if you're interested to know, as well as links to all of my social media. And yeah, that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!